My name is Bradley Wargo, and I'm going to be trying YouTube for a little bit. We're going to kind of see how the video recording goes, see if I don't butcher it too much, but also just trying to step into new mediums, trying out new things, and really hoping to even encourage you to try something that you've been wanting to, but have been too hesitant. As you can see with all the movies over there, that I am a big film buff, and I've always enjoyed films, I've always enjoyed movies, but I've also always been hesitant to make my own because it's not perfect. It's not the pristine idea that I have in my head. And so in that hesitation, I've never stepped into it. I've never even taken the leap, really. I think I've made maybe 1 or 2 videos and then just stopped. There is a lot of back-end work. There is a lot of things that go on. And what I'm really hoping to do by making these videos is to connect better with you, to connect better with all the people that are interested in keeping up with me, but to also get to know more about that back-end stuff, to get to know more about how the thumbnails are made, how the, layovers are done, or how the editing goes on, and even seeing how the recording works, if the lighting is good, or if there's other things that I need to get better at to make it more enjoyable for you. So with that, this video is kind of just a summation of everything going on, looking at taking those steps forward, and hopefully doing a video either weekly or bi-weekly. No set schedule yet, again trying to kind of get this under wraps. But I think also to encourage you, I know I'd mentioned that, but really taking my own perspective of, I started this blog, Brupdates, to keep up with you and to kind of launch myself into keeping a weekly schedule. And for the first few weeks, it was really rough. There was a lot of learning that had to go on, a lot of back-end setup, a lot of just initial costs that make it really hard to get into it just like that. But over the last few weeks, over the last few months, I've been getting it more and more under my belt. And, for instance, the Brupdates used to take me 3 hours. And a lot of that was just research. A lot of that was plugging in all the links, editing, getting a format. And so all of that process took time for me to get used to, took time for me to become more efficient with, and now I'm able to probably pump one out in about an hour. And that includes looking up all the articles, that includes deciding on a theme, of getting it all updated, all of the hyperlinks, and sending it out to you. So that process improvement is now saving me 2 hours, and I'm able to do the same thing each week. So now I want to kind of fill it with some new stuff, and I'm expecting YouTube to be a little more complicated than a blog. So it'll be fun trying to figure out how that works, how to maneuver it. But hopefully I can get that up to speed as well and start getting a process there so that I can get some videos out. And I think too, looking at the long-term play, I really want to use this as a cohesive look at who I am, my life, and all the different facets. And so if you want to keep up with me personally, this will probably be the best area, best channel that'll connect with all my future things. I'm looking at starting a Japanese-only blog that will be maybe written in Japanese. I haven't decided yet, but it will focus mostly on that area, the Japanese journey, so that way it's not bogging down everything going on in my personal life, and that way you don't have to keep up with it all the time. But then even looking at doing different areas and kind of coming back to Silver Sword Media and really coming back to those different avenues, but using this as the central hub. So with all of that, thanks for tuning into this very first video. Hopefully it wasn't too crazy, too wild, too boring, and hopefully it encourages you. I really think that there's an art to it, but there's also a diligence to showing up every week, every day, to get better and better at what you want to do. A master doesn't just start on day 1000. It starts on day 1, and you got to show up and show up and show up. And so hopefully this is a living example of that, and one day in 3 years we can look back together and say, hey, that's where I started, this is where I'm at, and hopefully you can come along on that and maybe start your own aspect of a time capsule where you can look back with me. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching this first one, and I look forward to making more. Take care. Bye, YouTube.